Awesome, awesome. So as you guys are logging in, make sure you drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from. Where are you calling in from? Drop it in the chat, drop it in the chat. But then also, we want to make sure we walk in those affirmations. Now let's talk about these affirmations. BYOB, wealthy. You are wealthy, you are wealthy, you are wealthy. My BYOB master traders that are wealthy. You all have made some significant profits. And we're going to have a conversation tonight. Of course, you know, tonight is technical, the tools and everything, but we're going to also add to that a little bit that I really, really believe is extremely important. So keep dropping it in. I see Chicago's on with us. I see Akron, Ohio is on with us. So, you know, make sure you keep dropping that in the, dropping it. Now, those affirmations are not for me. All right. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, Chicago. And you know, so those affirmations are not for me. Those affirmations are for you. And so it's the chat should be flooded, you know, with nothing but affirmations, because I can tell you what, I see the 777s in the chat. I see the 777s. And those of you all who are walking with the right mindset, who go ahead and get your mind right, who are plugged into the calls, all of you all are the ones dropping those 777s in the chat. All of you all are walking in that wealthy mindset, that wealthy mentality that's leading you to that wealth and abundance. That is what is happening. All right. So let's try this one more time. Drop it in the chat. There we go. Now we getting it. Now we got it. All right. So what are my affirmations? I am a BYOB master trader. That BYOB means be your own bank. So you are affirming this movement. Now, let me help you understand what this movement is. Be Your Own Bank is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. Be Your Own Bank is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. I want you to own that, because when we say 1 million families financially educated and impacted, that is what that is, right? That's that mindset, that affirmation, that skill set that you need to be walking in, okay? So that's why we added, because you know, we get on here and say, I am a master trader. And that's why we shifted it. We shifted it because we declared and decreed some things. We declared and decreed some things over your life. We declared and decreed some things that was going to manifest over your life, meaning that this is the most profitable month this year. Did you grab that? Did you catch it? This is the most profitable month this year. So when you understand that, and you understand that you can walk in that, and you understand that that's been manifested, and that's what's hovering over your life right now, you want to speak that. I am a BYOB master trader. You want to own that. So, and for those of you all who are doing it, did you see those 777s in the chat? Did you see the 777s that are manifested? Did you see the testimonies? I'm 100% on my trades. I just made a real estate commission check on a 9 o'clock call this morning. Let me go ahead and say past profits don't guarantee future success. Okay, that's a disclaimer. But do you see all of the affirmations and all of the testimonies that were manifesting on the call this morning? Do you see the testimonies? So you want to, one, know who you are. You want to know what you are. And so that's why we have to speak it. So once again, it's not for me, it's for you. I know how to trade, right? You know how to trade. I walk in affirmations. I speak affirmations. I live affirmations. All right. I am the signal. We don't do signals. We don't do signals. You are the signal. You are the master trader, because you would not have taken those calls. You would not have taken those trades today had we been giving you a signal. And I'm going to show you exactly what a signal would have looked like for you. And then also, all my trades in profit. How do you think they're walking around with 100%? How do you think they're able to drop all those trades in the chat and walking around at 100%? And I am 777. I am 777. Yes, I am 777. That's 777 in the chat. That 777th of abundance. That 777. That was what all of that means. And so you want to watch that. And there's a talk with the finance doctor. Go on the YouTube channel and you'll see it. I am 777. You all want to make sure that you watch that. So let's go ahead and get this call started. If this is your first time with us this evening, let me get a 111 in the chat. Let me get a 111. And if you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. A 111 and a 222. Awesome. Welcome and welcome back. Welcome and welcome back. Now, for all of you all who are here with us for the first time, or even if you're still learning how to cash out, the way these calls work is in the evening. In the evening, we're helping you understand, and we're navigating, we're breaking it down, we're educating you. 1 million families financially educated and impacted. And in the mornings, we're helping you understand how to navigate, how to take the trades, right? This is what we're helping you understand. So once again, we walk you through. So you don't get to say, okay, do I take this trade? Can I enter it now? Can I know? Because when we're not on the call, who's going to help you enter a trade? When we're not on the call together, who's going to help you manifest that trade? Who is going to assist you in that process? And so that's why it's so important. And that's why I'm never like, hey, do this, do that. I mean, the other night I did do a cough, cough, hint, hint on Tuesday. Some of you guys got it. But I tell you in a heartbeat, cough, cough, hint, hint, take the trade, take the trade. But for the most part, you guys are doing the trades. We're analyzing it together, and we're showing you how to make sure you implement it. So we're going to spin hello from Alaska. Hello to Alaska. And Baton Rouge, you just joined us as well. So, and hello, everyone. So now, as we're going to spend a minute on this chart. And we're going to spend a minute on here because this is the news. And the news is what we always check first. And you don't know why. You're just like, oh, is that a red folder? I'm going to just go check. Do I have a red folder? Trade? Yes. Trade? No. But one of the things that we just talked about on Tuesday is it being an art, not a science. Okay. That's one of the things that we just talked about is it's an art, not a science. So understanding that, you also keep hearing us talk about it's a political market. And so understanding that it's a political market, there are different types of markets. There are different types of fundamentals that impact the market. And so when you understand that, the first one that we will talk about the strategy. The strategy is the technical analysis, right? That's the simplicity of the blue line cross over the red, stochastic, blue line cross over the red around the 80, around the 20. I got a flat top, flat bottom candle, and then I had that PSR flip. That's it. Let's go do my time frame confluence. I have a trade. Look at some market structure. That's your technical analysis. Then you have your fundamental analysis. The fundamental analysis is what's going on, what's happening in the market, what is actually happening in the world, what's impacting the market. That is my fundamental analysis. And then, of course, you have your sentiment, which is how do they feel about it? Remember, we don't move the market. We ride the wave of the market. So we have to, it's patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. Patience, patience, profit. I feel like I want you to say it with me, right? Patience, patience, profit. And that's what's going to help you navigate. Now, if I can help you with the fundamental, though, let me help you with the fundamental tonight, because there are different types of markets. There are different types of markets that manifest. And so right now we have a political market. And when you understand that, you're in that political market, some of the things that happen, I mean, you think about it, we have the United States, the elections coming up, we have Brexit. And when you have a political market, you don't have that normal flow, right? The normal flow of the way the markets move, it breaks down. Currency direction is not clear. What we know to be true is that the market, let me just switch to a market real quick. What we know to be true is that if I come to a higher time frame on here, right? What we know to be true is that the market goes up, and I probably need to go back to find a good one because we've been in this political market for a while. So I can use this right here. What we know to be true is the market goes up, sideways, and down. And this is still kind of that sideways, but I was looking for a good trend. I was trying to see if we could find a good trend. And so right here, here's one before, right? So I went back. Oh, I went back too far. I'm on a daily, that's why. So it doesn't even matter what time frame I'm on. So I'm gonna just stay right here. I went back too far, but it's irrelevant because the market is the market is the market. It's the same market today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So what you see is the market moves up, sideways, and the market moves down. I mean, that's a perfect what I was looking for, regardless of what time frame I'm on. This is the daily time frame I just happen to be on. The market moves up, the market moves sideways, because it's not just going to just straight turn around. You know, it doesn't just, you know, just straight, just kind of turn around for you. It's going to move up, sideways, and it moves down. Now, you have factors that actually happen. You are going to have things that actually transpire, you know, in the market. And these are those things. So you have your central bank decisions, okay? You have your central bank decisions. When the central bank makes a decision, I mean, you can come through here, you'll see your interest rates. So these are things that move the market. And so when I come over here and I'm looking at the news, there are things that I want to look for. You want to see, like how we're always looking through here and you see the red folders. I mean, look, an interest rate decision. So those are things that move the market. And so when we say don't touch the market at a red folder, this is why we don't touch the market at a red folder. That's an interest rate decision. That's an interest rate decision. That's the central banks making decisions, and that is going to impact the market for that currency pair. And that's how we get those nice, beautiful trends that we love. That's how those things come to manifest. And then you have your economic release. So when you have those economic releases, these are also red folders, but these are unemployment data. These are retail sales. Those are those types of things. And I mean, think about it. What's going to happen next week? And so the reason I wanted to have this conversation with you is because we kind of have a combination of all the markets combined into one. All right. So what's next week? Non-farm payroll. Okay. Next week is non-farm payroll. And so we already know how that can move the market. Now, if you've been trading since pre-COVID, then you love non-farm payroll. We've even been trading very beautifully with the non-farm payroll, but you understand it's a lot more factors that you have to take into consideration because once again, COVID hits on the political side of it as well. COVID kind of taps into all sides of it really, but that has definitely impacted the market. So if you were trading pre-COVID, then you understand something like the economic release report, that non-farm payroll, that's why we get so excited about it because it moves the market. And then you also see that we get a lot of liquidity. And so you also see like the retail sales and you look sales, all types of things that actually happen within the market. These are things that move the market. And so now where we're sitting at next week, and when you think about the other two, that's really how the currency picks their directions, right? I can't tell you, oh, if this is that, then it's going to be a buy, that is going to be a sell, because that's actually based on the sentiment. How do they feel about it, right? So always have, you guys keep your mics muted. So you always have, this is like, here's the jobless claims. So you always have what they believe is going to happen. Like, I'm gonna just come up. You have the previous and you have what they think is gonna happen. And then you have what actually happened, all right? And so that's gonna have an impact. So it's not gonna always be, if this happened and that happens, then this will happen. Remember, we talked about it Tuesday. It's not a if this, then that. This is part of you developing that relationship with the market. This is part of you developing that understanding with the market. That's what this is a part of. So you see, this is what it was, this is what we believe it will be, and this is what it actually is. So they have all these factors that, that come into it. Even when we're talking about, like we were just talking about this interest rate decision, of course, we're really not going to find numbers and different things on this one like we do on the other ones. But at the same time, why do you think we stopped trading? We said what we said this morning. This is why, we did the things that we actually did this morning. Like, okay, we're going to stop trading. They got a speech coming up. This is going to impact the market. Those things happen. And so now we're sitting on a geopolitical market. We have the United States election. We have the Brexit. We have COVID. We have, can I keep going? But yet you still have 777. And that's because you're a master trader and you're developing that relationship with the market. So this is why you hear us say all the time, cut the news off. I don't care how you feel about it. You made a decision. You made a destiny decision that you want to obtain wealth. You made a destiny decision. And so if you want what you say you want, you can't straddle the fence. If you want what you say you want, you cannot straddle the fence. And straddling the fence is simply, I say I want this, but I'm going to still do that. I say I want to lose weight, but I'm still going to eat this cake when I come from the gym. I say I want this, but I'm not going to do it until next week. I say I want, so if I say I want, then I have to execute. So if you want the wealth, then you have to do what wealthy people do. Wealthy people don't spend all day in front of MSNBC and CNN and those things. They just don't do it. So we talk about watching financial news, and that's okay. Watch the financial news. The financial news breaks this down for you. So you might not understand what you're listening to at first, but it breaks this down for you. So you cannot say, oh, well, I'm not listening to it, but then you're absorbing it. What are you feeding yourself? You have to feed yourself wealth building principles. You have to feed yourself wealth building things. And that's why we say cut it off. That's why if there's something dropped in the chat, it's getting deleted. That's why we don't focus on those things. That's why all we do is talk about financial news. I don't care. Those people are paid for a living. And so those stations are not going to help you understand what I just stated. They're not going to help you understand what I just shared with you. They're not going to help you understand a geopolitical market. They're not going to help you understand that means the market moves sideways. They're going to get you emotionally involved, and then it's going to backfire on you when you go to take a trade. So your involvement, I want you to think about something. 95% of people control 95% of people are fighting for the wealth, for the 5%. And 5% control 95%. But 95% of people are emotional. So if not, do you see the correlation there? Do you understand that there is a correlation there? If 95% of people are emotional and yet 95% of people are fighting for the wealth? So this is where you have to make that shift and that transition. This is where you become that BYOB, master trader. This is where you become what you desire to become. And that's why, I'm sharing this with you this evening. So you can understand why you check a red folder. I'm gonna let Dr. Byfield give you his quote, but this is why you will understand. Why do you check a red folder? What is it that I'm looking for? Why is this so important? Well, this is the why. And so now as we come upon closing out this week, next week is going to be all these factors. So you have your political, because we have the election. Brexit is due. It was due on the 28th, but they didn't expect a notification until the beginning of November. So that's 1, that's 2, right? And then you have, we have, what did we just say? We have the economic release. So what is that? It's non-farm payroll. So everything, every type of market there is will be next week. It will be next week for you. So it's going to happen. And as we close out this, look at this, your interest rate decisions. So understand, and so understand that's what we are. You have reports that drop today. As soon as the market closed, you have reports that drop today, quarter reports. So all of those things are happening right now. Now, so hopefully questions, comments, testimonies, because these fundamental is how the market gets their direction. But a political market breaks that flow down. So don't question your skill set. Your skill set is on point. You've been trading, you get it, your skill set is valid. Don't question your skill set. Just understand that's why we have been going side to side to side. We've zone to zone. I've been saying secure your profits. That's why all of those things and those conversations we've been having. So questions, comments, or testimonies before we continue. Questions, comments, or testimonies. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. I confess that I watch CSNBC all day. I will start to watch Bloomberg. Hey, look, that amen, hallelujah, we can end the call now, right? That just that statement right there. And then I got a, oh wow, we are BYOB master traders for real. So amen, hallelujah, let's end the call. Because that's what this is all about tonight. So that's what this is all about tonight. That's what this is all about. So that's exactly what this is all about. Now the non-farm payroll, Dr. Bythewood gave a great analogy the other night. I'm gonna direct you to one of his, calls, because he actually did an entire call on a non-farm payroll. I'll pull it up, but it's something that he mentioned when he said, we can answer a question quickly, but if we did a whole 30-minute call on it or a whole hour call on it, then me giving you a 2-minute synopsis, you're not going to get the full bread and butter of it. So that's not exactly how he said it, but that's pretty much what he said. So, and when you're coming up on non-farm payroll, it is exactly that. It is the farmers are not included, but it's the changes in the payroll. So on Wednesday and Friday, you get it, but Friday's the big day. One of them is not the government, the other one includes it. And so as you come over here and you look at all these red folders that happen next week. Look at that, monetary policy. Look at that. So let's go back. Let's go back just to kind of look at this. Presidential election all day. We probably don't even need to have a call. I'm just playing. But presidential election all day. Actually, I'm not playing, but I'm playing. So, but presidential election all day. I have no expectation of any movement that morning. So, but then of course you got your employment change. You see all the factors we just talked about, central banks, geopolitical, economic release. Look at this, JPY. All this is on the same day, this Tuesday. And so now look at that. And so then of course we keep coming. Now it's expected to still have some expecteds of the US election because they'll still be counting votes because they extended the turn in of the mail-in ballots in some places, in some states. So don't expect it to just be Tuesday is what I'm saying. So, but regardless of what it is, you're a master trader, so you'll be able to ride the wave. And then your ADP, employment change, and then look at this. So now come Thursday, look at all these red folders. Look at all these red folders that's gonna happen on Thursday. So you got your monetary policy, all this is next week. Interest rate decision, every single market in 1 week, right? All our markets happen in 1 week. And then of course, you have your monetary policy. Look at this. So, and then of course, look at all these monetary policies that's coming out next week during the political market, which already has market sideways. And then of course, the central bank decisions. All of these are happening right at the same time. Now, here we go, non-farm payroll. What is non-farm payroll? If you come to the news and click the button, it gives you a description of what is actually here. So this is released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it presents the number of new jobs created during the previous month in all non-agricultural business. So if you just want to know what it is, open it up and click the button. It's all right here. It's going to tell you what it is. So you know what? This is why we pull it up. Forex Factory, FX Street. Forex Factory, FX Street. Forex Factory, FX Street, okay? Financial news. So cut that other news off, please. Thank you. I'm so happy I got a testimony tonight. It's all worth it. So this is that. So any more questions, comments, testimonies? You never knew that. So questions, all right, so let's keep going. So now we understand why this is so important. Now we understand why the market is moving sideways. Now we understand why you begin to take a trade and the trade do one thing and you thinking it should do something else. Now you understand. But what I love is the fact that you all are in profit, okay? You all are definitely in profit. Those 777s, because you, patience, profit. You never force it. Patience, profit. You never force it, okay? Patience, profit. And that's what's going to help you. So let's talk about the BYOB cash out strategy, time frame confluence. Let's have a conversation about that. And then, and just real quick, before we do that, I know I have the GBP NZD up here. And right, look, this is why it took 4 days for us to get to take profit one, because without me pulling it back up and putting the numbers on here, this was around take profit one. It was somewhere up in here. So this is why it took 4 days for us to get to take profit one. And then look what it did. It didn't keep going. It didn't go to take profit 2 or 3. It just didn't. So this is why that happened. Now you understand what we pull the harmonic scanner trades, or now you understand when you do your market chart and your analyzation, why this happens, okay? This is why, because of the type of market we're in. And so you can expect to be very profitable next week, but you can expect it now because you have an understanding. You can expect it now because you know what's going on. You can expect it now because you get it. You are the master trader. You see, I just help you, give you a better appreciation and understanding for the relationship that you're in. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? When you understand a little bit more about the person you're in a relationship with, what happens? The relationship gets better. The relationship is smoother, right? When you understand that person a little bit more, the relationship intensifies. So now you have a more of an understanding. Now you have more understanding. Why are they acting the way they're acting? Why are they doing what they're doing? Well, see, now you have an understanding. And the market, you have a relationship with. And so now you have an understanding as to why the market is doing what it's doing, as to why it's reacting the way it's reacting. So it's not a temper tantrum. It's not bipolar. It's not crazy. All the things that you all like to say, it's none of that. What it is you understand what it's going through. It's going through some things. So when somebody is going through some things, you know, it's going through some things, right? Now you understand why it's not at its best, at its peak performance, or why it's doing what it's doing. But you see, we know that we can ride the wave of the market, and no matter what it's doing, we put ourselves in profit. You know, we put ourselves in profit. You say, I very seldom watched the news before, but now that I'm watching and understanding the business news, such growth and expansion is taking place. It feels so rewarded. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. So now who is they? Who is the they? All right. Let me come on back over here to GBP/USD. And let's talk about, actually, let's get on a 15-minute chart. So actually, they do understand time frame confluence. Do you know how many trades we did not take and did take because of that relationship with the market and the time frame confluence? And how every day we say and we stress how important time frame confluence is? So there's a great understanding, and that's why we use it. So it helps. It definitely helps, right? All right, so let's see right here. So what am I looking at? I'm on a 15-minute chart. So on the 15-minute chart, we have a stochastic, which is a leading indicator. I have my red candle with a flat top, my PSR flip to the top, okay? I have my blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum. I have a red candle with a flat top, PSR flip to the top, right? This is what I have. So, and we'll even look at this correction right here real quick, because I just want to show you the market, period, right? Is that even a flat? Yes, it is, a flat bottom. Actually can make it bigger. And then of course we had another one that actually began to manifest over here. All right, now on Tuesday, we talked about you being able to go into the market, you being able to go and see, you know, not go into the market and kind of look at the time frame confluence from the hour. We're not going to touch on that tonight, but you understand that's something that you can go look at. You understand that that's something that you can go pull and go back and watch that training from Tuesday. But so here we are on a 15-minute chart, which is the foundation of the skill set. It's not, you don't have to stay here, but it's definitely the foundation. It's definitely, you know, where you want to begin to look at these things from. All right. And why is that? One, you have to develop that skill set. Two, that pullback. Three, you know, you want to understand how much funds do you have in your account? Do you understand how to count pips? Have you begun to understand how to draw support and resistance lines? Anybody can start trading within the first 14 to 21 days if you're plugged in. And if you're plugged in, anyone can start with the BYOB cash out strategy and begin to understand, and actually, whether regardless if you demo live or whatever, you always start with that demo, but you can start and take those trades and take that profit. Anybody can. So as I look at this, okay, as I'm looking at this, The blue line cross over the red, the downward momentum. I got a red candle with a flat top, PSR flip to the top. Same thing on each one, okay? And it's around, it's around. It's around and it's around. This is obviously, by the time you saw this one, did I know if it was a correction or not? Probably not. I'm gonna make it what you're probably looking at it like. And then by the time you come over here, you understand it's up, down, up, down, up, down, right? That's pretty much the way it's been going. So as you analyze that, we didn't know at that time it was gonna keep going. But so that's why this would have been okay when you're looking at it from the perspective of it's not all the way at the 80, okay? This is why that keyword is around. So you're able to look back, look at a little market structure, look a little deeper and kind of see what happens. So what happens is I drop down to the 5 minute. When I drop down to the 5 minute, the time frame confluence, I drop down to the 5 minute, it needs to still be selling. All right, this definitely needs to still be selling, still buying. All of them are in compliance. All of them are there. And then of course, I want to come to my hour. And when I come to my hour, when I look at my hour, if I can find it, right? If I look at my hour, then it needs to look like something that's going into a sale, something going to a sale, something going into a buy. This is a beautiful one. So we already know this is kind of beginning. Let me see where this 15 minute is. I'm so happy this happened so I could tell you what I've been trying to tell you and now we can see it. So that's 45 minutes. You would have waited those 15 minutes. You would have waited for that next hour candle and then you would have grabbed your pips. All right. You just would have waited and you would have been fine. This one right here. Yes, I have a green candle. I absolutely do. But I do not have confluence. I do not have confluence because I have a green candle, absolutely. But my price and my oscillator, a stochastic is an oscillator. This is your price. My price, which means the buy is overall, right? Is overall in that buy. My price and my oscillator are not confluent. You see how my stochastic is selling? But my candle is buying. They're going in two different directions. They are not in agreement. They are not on one accord. Okay, they are not on one accord. So guess what? We don't want to be bothered with it. So I'm not taking that buy. And now I know many of you have chanced it. You do, because I see the 777s when you do it. I see it, but it doesn't always work for you. You just took your accuracy rate from 92% and above to 50%. That's what you did, or you down there super scalping it. So how many pips did this move up? It's GBP, it probably moved a bit, 32. So however, once again, 32 pips, 50%, right? We don't want to operate 50%. Perfect practice makes perfect. So you can sit there and say, well, it worked out this time, but it's not going to work out every time. And I'm just going to tell you that. You don't have to take every single trade. You know, we talked about that this morning with the GBP, was it JPY, I think it was? It was one of the GBPs where it absolutely did not work out. It absolutely did not go in the right direction. It didn't work out. And I said, don't take the trade on this morning's call, and it just didn't work out. So that is the BYOB cash out with time frame confluence. You want to use your time frame confluence, especially right now. We have every type of market gonna be next week is every type of market. So you want to use it. You do not want to not do it. Perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And so then that'll make this type of thing make sense, okay? So that, oh, look, it called again. Let me see right here. Let me pause this for just a moment because we're not looking for trades. I'm gonna pause it. It was a GBP. Yep, didn't make this make sense. So let's go through here real quick. 7. Look, you've been in the trade since this morning. 777 on the trading call. 777. All right. So as I'm looking at this, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right. What price point? So let's see right here. So, and I'm gonna show, this is why when you look at this tool, you'll get different things. So let's put this on here. So that's 183.682. So right here, this one, I'm gonna make it red because it called for a sale. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it because they're pretty much all of them were, with the exception of, let's go back. And so that's this one. It just called for a sale about 26 minutes ago. But then earlier, it called for a buy. And so this is why we have this mixture. So you guys have noticed that when we're on the call, we'll have it and it'll be, well, I have, it was like this, it's saying a buy, but just saying a sell. And then on this time frame, it said buy. And on this time frame, it says sell. Oh, look, I'm good, right? So that's why those things happen, right? So we're gonna make it green for that one to buy. Now the rest I'm gonna leave yellow. So look, and it just had, so that was at 1 hour and 11 minutes on the 5 minute, but then 1 hour and 21 minutes, you know, 10 minutes apart is a sale. So, you know, so you just, you know, this is why. Now you get why these triggers are coming. And because I'm like, what's wrong with the vibrato? It's nothing wrong with the vibrato. It's the market. And there's nothing wrong with the market. You just have to understand what, you look at that, right next to each other, right? Right next to each other. This is right next to each other. This one called for a buy, this one called for a sell. So it didn't go anywhere. And so it just didn't go anywhere. And so you can definitely see right up here where this happened. So it called for a buy and it called for a sell. And so that's why you have that, but that's why utilizing the strategy is so important. That's why making sure that you're using a strategy is so very important. And you see that, I mean, this one been doing this all day. We were looking at this one this morning. It's been doing this all day. I wonder how far it's gonna go back. So right here, let's drop this one on here. So 183,920. So now, and then this also kind of, I'm gonna stop right there with dropping this on here. But I also want to highlight, okay, that, and that's the 5 minutes. So I'll just come on down to the 5 minute. I just want to highlight that what you're seeing is some of the things we talk about, how the vibrato continuously scans the market, right? The vibrato continuously scans the market. And as it continuously scans the market, I mean, look at that thing still dropping. But as it continuously scans the market, you'll see that you'll get those triggers at, look where it's triggering. You know, look where it's triggering. It's triggering at support and resistance. So I can't tell you how far this is going to, yeah, it was a good trade, right? So I can't tell you how far back this is going to go. I can't tell you how much of a correction we're going to get, but it triggered for a sale. You wait, you let the pullback play out, and then look at there. And then of course, it triggers here. Like you see, this one didn't pull back as much. This one didn't pull back as much, but it triggered a buy because it was buying, because that pullback was significant. And then it turned around and said, nope, we're just gonna continue to sell, right? And so that's what triggers the vibrato. So right here, right here, right here. So you know why this triggered a buy. It's a valid, the vibrato alert was very, very, very valid. It was very valid. So, and then it turned around and it pulled for a sale. So remember, you have to do your human analysis. This is a computer, but it scans the market for those high probability trades. That's what it does. It scans the market for those high probability trades. And when it scans the market for those high probability trades, then you see that you can take it. And so this thing's still dropping. But you can see that when you look at this, right, and you can see where these triggers happen, they all happen around support and resistance line. And so when you're looking at it, blue line cross over the red and downward momentum, red candle, flat top, PSR flip to the top. It dropped down, had the same reaction here. And this one, once again, it didn't come all the way up. But by the time we got the PSR and the flat top, we were right around over here. And so you see, you trade to that support line. Now you see why I'm always telling you guys, you can trade to a support line. You can trade to the support line. You can trade to a support resistance line, okay? That's why I'm always telling you that. So that's why you grabbed it. I love it. I love it. Hey, we're on a training call, but if it's an opportunity to make some money, then make it. And you said, finally, your trade took profit. Your trade finally took profit. I love it. So as you can see, I mean, so that's when we come up here, like the 5 minute will come to the 30, right? The 5 minute will come to the 30 and see what's happening and see what's going on. And then of course, when you come to the hour, you know, you want to see what is happening in the market. So look, it looks like it broke this line on the hour, even though we're a little bit overbought. So, I mean, oversold. So you see what it did, where it pulled, but look where it's at. And so then of course you come here on this 4 hour and look what my 4 hour is doing. And now you understand why it's pulling through there and why this is happening on the lower time frame. All right, now you're understanding why my lower time frame is pulling down like that, right? Now you get it. So now you understand why we can pull from the 5 minute and analyze, like, look at our time frame confluence, look at everything, and then everything begins to make sense to us, right? Now that should make sense to you. Now it should have brought some clarity, right? We should actually have some clarity to that. All right, questions, comments, testimonies. I said that took a lot of patience. Patience, profit. Patience, 777 in the chat, right? So patience, 777 in the chat. All right. All right, so that was on point. Thank you. Questions, comments, testimonies. So any, look at all these GBPs. You see they're pulling. So that's AUD again. What was it? Where was it? Oh, that's AUD. I thought I saw USD. Oh, maybe because I said this thing paused. All right, so I can come through here, GBP, CAD. We got through that quicker than I thought we would, but you guys really understood it. So, I mean, now you're starting to understand why you have to learn patience. Let me ask you a question. And this is not just for you, because it was something somebody else asked too. And then you think about the question that was asked the other night. You know, well, I have to learn to trust myself. I have to learn patience. I have to learn these things. You know, when you go to sit down in a chair, do you have to learn how to trust the chair? Do we have to learn how, you know, so that we put limitations on things that we desire. You know, we put limitations there. Why is it? You know, I didn't have to learn how to sit down. You have patience. You didn't have to learn how to trust a chair, so you have trust. So we put limitations where limitations should not be. We do that. And so we have to remove those blocks, and that's why these affirmations are so important. That's why we do affirmations first. That's why, you know, those things are so important, because we create limitations. So, you know, we create, no, it's shifted. Take out that I have to. I trust myself to win. I am a BYOB master trader. I trust myself. All my trades end in profit. I am 777. I am the signal, right? We don't say I have to become 777. We don't say I have to trust myself to be the signal. We don't say those things, because if I say those things, then what I'm saying is I have to, meaning that that's my affirmation, that I'm still learning. My affirmation is, like, if my affirmation was one day I'll be wealthy, then I'm going to affirm that I will always be wealthy one day. That means not today. It means it's never going to manifest, because what I'm affirming is it's always coming. It's always in front of me. I can never reach it. I'm never going to have it. So that's why we have to affirm, not, you know, we have to affirm what we desire. It happens in your heart first. It happens on the inside first. Those are the things that we have to affirm. So I don't learn how to sit in a chair. We did that when we were little, right? And actually you didn't learn, you just sat down. Like, what are you doing right now? Sitting down. I cut some of you guys' cameras off. Y'all in the bed. So what are you doing? You just lay down. The baby just plop down. They just fall down and they hit their head on stuff and everything. They just plop back. So we don't have to learn how to sit. We don't learn how to lay down. We don't learn any of that. We just do it. So just trust yourself. Just be a master trader. Just do it. Thank you. So what was it? Where were we? GBP CAD. Right here. No, that was 47. This is another one. Yeah, we're gonna pick another one because I'm like, y'all got me off track. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So as we're looking right here, that was 172. This gotta be it. 172. Actually, it might not be it. 172. We're gonna use it though. We are going to use it. 72114. And it was called. So I want you to understand that you can still make some money. That's why I'm going through this. I want you to understand, I don't care what kind of market it is, you have a relationship with this market. You have a relationship. I'm gonna pause this. You have a relationship with this market. You guys know you can pause that, right? You see that little button right there, the play and the play? See, pause, play, right there. You can pause it. So that you notice when you're looking for something and it keeps pushing down, you can actually pause it. So right here, it was at 1, okay? 1 UTC time, and put this on here. You just learned that tonight. All right, so GBP CAD right there. So you see, I'm so glad I can help you guys. So as you see right here, that it called for a sale, but it had to wait till after the pullback. So if you're trying to scalp, you know, me three, look, if you're trying to scalp, you have scalping opportunities, but at the same time, you have to wait for that pullback and wait for everything. But you want to come through here and you want to look at what's going on. So you see why it triggered. But I also want to come back and I want to know what's going on my hour and my 4 hour, right? I want to know what's happening. Definitely want to know what's happening. So now you guys tonight, you see, so now you guys tonight are in complete understanding. Now you guys tonight have complete understanding of what's happening in the market. Now you guys tonight understand the different types of market moves that we have. What moves the market? We don't move the market. I just showed you the charts. I just showed you how they move. I just showed you what's actually happening in the charts, right? Just showed you all of that. So now when you understand that, when you come in and we're talking about all of these things in the morning, you know, regardless of when we're taking the trades and we're saying, okay, let's go. What's happening in the news? Well, you have some, you know, you have companies that are going to be releasing their quarterly reports, and you have Brexit, and we have the US market, and we have the elections, and we have a holiday, and we have this, and we have that. And I come with this laundry list of things going on. You know how to place it. You understand it now. You know why it shouldn't phase you. You know why it doesn't move you. You know why all it is information. And what are you going to do with information? Is going to make you the boss. What do you do with the information? Is going to make you the big bank. What do you do with that information? You take some trades. What do you do with that information? You put yourself in profit. So now you understand what you're doing and you understand why you're doing it. You understand all of those things. So that makes you the big bank of the world, because you understand we don't move the market. We control the market, right? We don't move the market. We don't move the market. We ride the wave. Did I say we control? Let me fix that. We don't move the market. We ride the wave of the market. That is what we do. And when you're riding the wave of the market, then that's why you got the patience, profit. But that's why we have so many testimonies with BYOB Cash Out. Because even in the midst of everything, BYOB Cash Out will tell you when to get in a trade, when not to get in a trade, when to take a trade, when not to take a trade. That's what it does. And then when you have a tools, phenomenal is what we get to utilize, just like the big banks of the world, that puts you in a great position, right? So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, questions, comments, testimonies. Questions, comments, testimonies about what we discussed tonight, Questions, comments, testimonies. All right. And also, you guys saw book sales. Some of you guys should have received the email already that your books, you should have got your confirmations with your tracking numbers. So they're coming if you hadn't got it already. We want you to know that we love you. If you have not ordered your book, BeYourOwnBankMovement.com, go get it. You know what? I'll get it personalized for you. And you guys will see when those books actually come, what that means and what that looks like. So go ahead, order your books, BeYourOwnBankMovement.com. That book is called Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight. You're gonna grasp everything, right? This is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind, right? That's what this is. That's what it is. 1 million families financially educated and impacted. And I can guarantee you, you want that book because it's going to assist you in that process. Now, should you be looking at gold during this market? Absolutely. Go analyze it. Go analyze it. Go look it up. Go analyze it. Go analyze it. Gold, Bitcoin. Bitcoin paid very good today, right? Look, all I'm saying is I told you. So I didn't even get over here, did I? Look at Bitcoin. See what look at Bitcoin. What did I tell you guys Bitcoin was going to do? Does anybody remember on the morning call? So, and then of course the US 30, right? It pulled up, pulled down, pulled up, pulled down, pulled up, pulled down, right? It's a mixed market. You just have to know how to ride the wave. It's not gonna always be impulse, correct? It's not gonna always be smooth sailing like that. But you know how to navigate these charts and navigate these waters. That's what you know how to do. And because you know how to do that, you get a 777 in the chat. Right? This is gold right here. Now, would I trade this right here? I probably, well, that's on the hour. Let's come down. It's actually making a shift and a change. What did we tell you in the morning calls, right? On the morning calls, we've kind of been talking about this a little bit, and you can see, you can kind of see how gold has been there, and of course it pulled back down, but gold has been kind of moving sideways and it's been in that range. Use your pivots, right? We train on pivots. So we'll kind of, if we got to bring this back up, then we will, and that's fine. But use the pivots. That pivot point is the center point of the market, right? Use your pivots as well. Don't just jump in the market cold. You want the stochastic, right? Draw some trend lines if you have to. These are trend candles, but if you need a trend line, draw a trend line. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's gonna help you actually, right? So, and of course, you just know that gold, indices, cryptocurrency, all of those things are highly impacted. They are highly impacted by, by what's going on in the market, the sentiment analysis, because of what they are. I mean, but right now, everything is. So that's not even true, like where it wouldn't impact other things as much. Right now, you see every single thing reacting. That's what you see. So, but questions, comments, testimonies as we close out. Questions, comments, testimonies. Let me get this last question. I think I see right here. What I have. Would I have taken this? Probably. Now, I like you guys to tell me, would you take it? So 70320, would you have taken that? Would I have traded that right here? Or I don't have a time frame or anything. If not, call at 70204. So I'm assuming you mean a buy. So if you're talking about taking a buy right here to up here, would I have taken this trade? Nothing shifts. It's always your analysis. Blue line cross over the red, and I'm actually on the hour time frame. Let me get on the right time frame. So blue line cross over the red and an upward momentum. You got a green candle with a flat bottom, PSR flip to the bottom. Now, because I don't know if you're trying to do it on a higher time frame or not. This needs to still be buying It's probably got a little curve because of where it shifted. And then of course, right here, when I come to my hour, I have confluence. So more than likely, I'm gonna go with yes. I want to take it a trade. Now, would I take it right here? We already at that support line. You know, we're already up in, we're getting close to that. So now you need to analyze it on a higher time frame. It doesn't change. The rules don't shift. You want to understand how the market flows, but the rules itself don't change. So I would have taken it down here, but trying to jump in up here, you need to know what's going on the higher time frames. The rules don't shift, they don't change. All right. I don't care what you trade. It works. It's the exact same on everything, but you have to have a relationship and an understanding. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, get your book, get your book, get your books, get your books, get your books. But it is time to transition this call. Do not go anywhere. All right. Do not go anywhere. You ordered yours. Appreciate you.